I can resist the deals.
Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another eShop deals video, where each and every week we go through the Nintendo Switch eShop and we pick out some of the best games currently on sale. And once again this week we've got a great list of games on sale with a sizzle reel that you're yet again not going to want to miss, with some games that are just as good as the featured ones. And just as usual, before we jump into that, I do want to give a quick reminder in case you're new here to the channel that about halfway through the video, I'll be giving away a $10 eShop gift card. If you want to participate in that giveaway, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel, drop a comment down below, and then check out the next video to see if you won. Also, if you ever missed out on last week's deals, I'll always be linking the video down below in the top pinned comment and description of the video, because a lot of those deals are still running today and I just don't go over them 2 videos in a row. So now let's jump into today's deals. Just remember to help support the channel, hit that like button, and subscribe if you aren't already. So now our first game for today is going to be 30XX, hitting a brand new low of 25% off, $14.99. This one running till February 23rd. Now you can probably already tell from the gameplay, but yes, this game is extremely heavily inspired by Mega Man. However, at the same time, it is very far from a clone, because this game is actually an action roguelite. So it truly is like the Mega Man or Mega Man X series reimagined as a roguelite adventure game. And I'm going to start out by saying that this was actually one of my top releases of last year. I've been waiting for the release of this game on the Nintendo Switch for quite a while, and I was not disappointed by what it delivered. Even though the levels are procedurally generated, they almost always wind up offering a really great and challenging experience. And on top of it, it's a fresh one each and every time you play the game. Not only that, but the different playable characters once again offer a totally different playstyle for each one of them. And to back it all up, you've got an absolutely great soundtrack, something that can truly make or break a game like this. There are also tons of different upgrades and items to collect on each and every run, and some really crazy synergies that will almost make you feel invincible. On a side note, the predecessor to this game, 20XX, is also currently on sale at 56% off for $7.99, and it can be a nice, cheaper entry point to the series. However, I do want to mention that first game is slightly less refined. It is nonetheless another great game in the same genre, and I would say that both these games are must-have for Mega Man fans. Now, our next game for today is actually going to be a brand new pickup for me this week as well, and that is Vitamin Connection. That is 65% off, $6.99, this one running till February 26th. Now, ultimately, this game is a co-op game that melds together a ton of different gameplay styles. The primary ones, however, for most of the gameplay feel like a mix between a puzzle game and a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. And I do want to start off by saying that although you can play this game alone, it is definitely one that was designed around the principle of playing in co-op. And oddly enough, if you end up playing on your own, the game almost becomes too easy, and the beauty of the design really just won't be experienced. But you are basically playing as 2 vitamin-based characters that need to help keep a family healthy that just can't stop getting sick. Now, when playing in co-op, each player grabs a Joy-Con, and one player is actually going to control the movement of the ship as well as firing the laser, while the second player has to control the orientation of the ship as well as the direction that the laser is going to be fired. Now, this leads to some absolutely insane gameplay where you're going to have to constantly be communicating. Now, mix in the fact that there are other mini games that will really test your cooperation on a regular basis, and this is an absolutely stellar pickup for anyone wanting to play a brand new co-op experience. Now, today's video is going to be sponsored by me and my PLayasia affiliate link. And that promotion is the 3 for $100 promotion, where you can select any 3 games from a list and get them for only $100 with free shipping included. And we're not talking about bargain bin games here, we're talking about great first-party titles like Super Mario 3D World, or even Metroid Prime Remastered, even Octopath Traveler 2, or Live Alive. There's also some really great indie games available, like the physical edition of Sea of Stars, or the double pack of River City Girls 1 and 2. or even Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a game that just released. Basically, this promotion has a ton of really great options, and picking up these games at the equivalent of $33 a piece are really some great deals on these physical games. And just in case you're worried, almost all these games have English included on the cartridge and will run just fine on a North American Switch. So make sure to check out this great promotion, and if you do, use my affiliate link down below in the description of the video and the top pinned comment. That way, not only will you be getting a great deal, you'll be helping out the channel a little bit at the same time. Now next, we have Garlic, also hitting a brand new low of 50% off, $7.49. However, this one you will have to move quickly. It is ending on February 15th. Now this game is actually a 2D action precision platformer with a very unique visual style. It's also a game I played on stream, so if you ever want a better idea of the overall gameplay, you can always check that out. Now the setup here is very comedic, where you play Garlic, an onion-headed boy that needs to climb a sacred tower to meet the cyber goddess at the top. And basically, nothing goes as planned on your way to the top, with tons of different traps and enemies trying to prevent you from climbing the tower. Now, I do want to warn, this also becomes a very challenging game. However, there are many different checkpoints, and it really becomes a battle of wills. As long as you're willing to put in the time and effort, you'll eventually make it to the top. And once again, what sets this game apart is number one, the visual style that is very unique. Number two, once again, a great soundtrack. And lastly, some really funny anime-inspired humor. So if you're looking for a funny, challenging experience for this week, at this price, I find this is really a great pick. Now it's time to take a quick break and announce the winner of today's $10 eShop gift card. And our winner for today is going to be Raijin24, who said, Saints Row Metro bundles, so good at that price. And I've really got to agree with you there, Raijin. Those bundles were insane pickups last week, and they are definitely worth it. So now all you need to do to claim your $10 eShop gift card is to reach out to me in my pinned comment down below. So now jumping straight back into our deals, our next one is going to be Keywe. That is 66% off, $8.49. This one running till February 25th. Now once again, we have a really unique co-op game for this week. However, this one with some definitely more puzzle-like gameplay. Now once again, this is a game you can play alone. However, the experience is once again going to be much better in co-op. But you are basically playing as a pair of Keywe birds that are running a post office. And the game will force you to jump, flap, and peck your way around the post office to operate different levers, buttons, bells, and more. Now this game is yet again all about timing and communication. The great news is here that it not only plays in 2-player local co-op, but also online. There's also tons of different collectibles offering a lot of replayability for completionists. There's also a ton of different cosmetics that you can unlock throughout the gameplay that really help personalize your adorable little Keywe. So if you're looking for a more puzzle-like co-op game for this week, this is going to be another great choice. Our next great game for today is going to be Dawn of the Monsters, that is now back to 50% off, $14.99, this one running till February 26th. Now ultimately, this game is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up featuring huge kaiju-inspired creatures. And I've said it before about this game, in my opinion, this is a definitely heavily underrated beat-em-up on the Nintendo Switch. First of all, the gameplay is challenging, yet extremely rewarding, with 4 different characters to start out, each with very different gameplay styles. The game also does a very good job of selling the fact that you're piloting a huge kaiju, really making your characters feel like they have a ton of weight behind them, and also like their attacks have some major impact. There's also a very interesting progression system as you make your way through the game that will allow you to personalize to your own playstyle. Now, if I only had one complaint about the game, is that the base game itself has a low replayability because it's all based around a storyline. But if you do pick up the base game and end up enjoying it, there is an extra DLC pack that you can pick up that does correct this fact. That not only adds in 2 extra playable characters, but also an arcade mode that does streamline the gameplay. And lastly, on a side note, yet again, although this is a game that is a ton of fun in single player mode, it is even better in co-op. Now next for today, we have the Dead Cells Return to Castlevania bundle hitting a brand new low of 30% off, $22.04, this one running till February 20th. Now if you don't already know Dead Cells, it is a 2D action roguelite, and out of all the roguelites on the Nintendo Switch, this is definitely among one of the most complete games, offering a great experience for someone who's a newcomer to the genre just learning the ropes, or at the same time a veteran looking for a very challenging experience. But what puts this game, in my opinion, even more over the top is the DLC included in this bundle, which is the Castlevania DLC, which you probably guessed it, but it gives a Castlevania twist to the basic Dead Cells gameplay. And this really is a match made in heaven that almost feels like two Lego pieces coming perfectly together. Among some of the great additions here are 14 iconic weapons from the Castlevania series, like the Whip, Throwing Axe, and Holy Water. There's even a brand new storyline featuring Richter Belmont and Alucard, new levels and boss fights, and lastly, even unlockable outfits that will let you roleplay as some of the most iconic characters from the Castlevania series. If you're looking for a great game to dump a ton of time into, you can almost never go wrong with Dead Cells. Now, while we're on the topic of great roguelites, I have another one for you, and that is Hades, that is back to 50% off, $12.49, once again running till February 20th. Now, although this game is also a roguelite, it has a very different playstyle, being a top-down action roguelite that plays out like a dungeon crawler. And probably if there's one game that can actually challenge Dead Cells for roguelite supremacy, it is most likely this game right here, Hades. And once again, this game has it all. Addictive, rapid-paced gameplay, beautiful artwork, and an absolutely stellar soundtrack, but also a really engaging storyline that pieces itself together in between each and every run, with tons of vibrant characters that really make the world of Hades come alive. And it almost makes dying and returning to the hub world as much fun as the runs themselves. I said it for the last game, and I'm going to repeat it here. If you're looking for a brand new game to dump a ton of hours into, you can almost never go wrong with Hades. Now it's time for today's Sizzle Reel of Deals, and there really are some amazing games in there. Make sure you don't miss it. Hey everyone, so we're now at the end of today's eShop deals video, and I want to hear from all of you. Let me know what games you're picking up in the comments down below. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my channel supporters. Their monthly support is so appreciated here at the channel, and you can always check out all their names on the end screen of the video. And don't forget, on the way out, one of the best ways to help support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and click on that notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.